Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's video we're going to be talking about the Bitcoin 2024 conference down in Nashville. We're going to be having a booth over there. If you want to stop by, say hi to us. You can also check out all of our products. We sell miners, we provide hosting, we provide build outs for farms, also low power mode, firmware, just talk about everything related to Bitcoin. And say hi to us, check out our booth. It's going to be under Crypto LLC and GoGo Tech. Make sure you guys stop by. If you're over there in Nashville, we're going to be there for all 3 days. Industrial Day, then 2 conference days. So if you guys are interested, stop by. And before we get started, Bitcoin saves your wealth and Jesus Christ saves your soul. All right, let's go. So, the Nashville conference. That's going to be here in a couple of days. This is the first time where I personally are going to be at Nashville. Never been to that city. I mean, I drove past Tennessee before. I drove actually in Tennessee, through Tennessee, but not have ever been in Nashville. So it's going to be a first time for us. Really interesting to check it out after the whole conference. Kind of just take a look at the city, see how it's built, all of the interesting things that should be over there. It's like a music city. That's going to be interesting as well. But in terms of the conference, so the conference, like some of our goals there for Crypto LLC and GoGo Tech is to get more networking done, meet more businesses and like-minded people out there. It's the whole Bitcoin crowd. And just gather information, talk with Bitmain about their new S21 Pros. Talk with Bitdeer about new containers they have. Talk about hydro containers, like the newest one's HK6. I think they're releasing a new one, or they have already. Talk with them, engineering teams. Also, hopefully, gonna meet some of the firmware teams out there. Brains, Vinish, firmware. Talk with them about that. So there's so many things to talk about, so many people to meet. And that's what we're kind of doing down there. So if you guys are building like a farm and you're looking to get guidance on it, make sure you guys stop by our booth. And we can talk about, various types of farms, like air cooled, like this one over here that I'm recording at, maybe hydro cooled. We do have hydro, by the way, available at one of our farms down in New York. So if you want to host hydro miners, you can with us. Also, we can do immersion cooling as well. No biggie for us. Basically do anything. By the way, we also do GPU mining. No one really does that anymore, but if it ever comes back up, or you want to make a big bet on GPU mining and just go all out and get some of the higher end GPUs, more like enterprise GPUs, we can also do that for you as well. Crypto LLC. If you watch our channel, you see that we used to do GPU mining, but then most of our clients switched to ASICs, as you can see. Most of our clients just switched to ASICs, and we're doing that now. But some of the other things at the conference we're going to be looking into, talking, is going to be about regulations. So, looking at current status of politics in the United States. Trump is most likely going to win, especially now that Biden dropped out. And that does have an impact on Bitcoin, as Trump is more bullish on Bitcoin than Biden. And Bitcoin is more of a conservative, I would say, technology, because most people that believe in financial freedom and freedom kind of in general are going to be more conservative. Thus, Biden was always going to be less of a Bitcoin maximalist or a Bitcoin supporter than Trump. So as you can see, that's turned out to be true. Trump is the one that came out and supports Bitcoin. He wants Bitcoin to be mined in the United States, which is great, which is really, really good. And this is something that's very bullish for Bitcoin in the United States. Hopefully Trump will work with the power companies out in the United States, because there are some power companies, by the way, in the United States we've noticed, we've met some of those power companies where they actually have rate schedules that are worse for Bitcoin mining than it would for anything else, which is really, really interesting. We did meet a couple of those power companies. So you go out to them and you say, hey, I want to build, let's say, a data center, or for let's say not Bitcoin mining, but a data center for AI, right? They don't really care. They'll give you a regular, cheap rate. But as soon as you say it's for Bitcoin mining, they say, oh, for Bitcoin mining, it's actually higher. So imagine that, it's a higher price. And we met a couple of those regions out in the United States, which was a shocker because it should be backwards. It should be the opposite of that. You should get a discount when you are consuming so much electricity. But we did meet a couple. Now that's very rare out of, hundreds of power companies that we've talked to or researched online. We only met about like 3 of them that had something like that. Most of them, they don't care what you use it for. Most don't care, and they give you a discount because you say, hey, I want 10 megawatts, I want 20 megawatts, and they give you a discount. So why I'm saying this is that when Trump becomes president, hopefully there'll be pressure from the federal government onto these power companies to say, why are you raising prices for Bitcoin mining when we should have Bitcoins mined in the United States? So we should actually lower the price, because this is going to be pushed by the federal government. We should be lowering the price. We should have very, very competitive pricing for Bitcoin mining. And so hopefully these power companies will remove those stupid rules that they created, and they would just allow you to pay the same price that you would pay for like an AI farm, or the same price you would pay for an industrial, like a mill, or anything else that uses a lot of power. Because again, that's very silly. So that's some of the positive things that could come from a Trump presidency. Also, they could have federal grants being created for Bitcoin mining. Hopefully that's something that Trump does as well, meaning that if he's president, he can make new regulations for Bitcoin mining, saying that, hey, if you are Bitcoin mining, then we'll actually support the power company providing power to you. We'll actually subsidize them, and then it could pass on the savings to you, meaning that maybe they will give the power company, let's say, some sort of deal where the power company will get like a cent off, or a cent paid to them, and then maybe they can offer you like a share, profit share, like half a cent. So let's say the power company would get a cent off if it's a Bitcoin mining farm, and then in return they would keep half a cent for themselves, and then give the Bitcoin farm half a cent off. Something like that, some kind of scheme or whatever. They can kind of think of something. But that's kind of, far-fetched out there. That's something that could happen eventually someday. But that's not really important. The most important part is that Bitcoin will be promoted by the federal government. Bitcoin will be promoted, and Bitcoin will be pushed, and Bitcoin won't have this negative, negative stereotypes about it that some governments out there push, like the Western European governments push that negativity. So that's something that Trump can remove when he becomes president. He can remove that negativity and have Bitcoin as a great way for the United States to have Bitcoins created in the United States, and for the profits from them to stay in the United States, because there's a lot of money to be made, and it's better to be made in the country, as that money would then be reinvested in the country. So that's how you can kind of have more Bitcoin mining in the United States. So that's one of the positive things. And so Trump is going to be at that Nashville conference, which is really great. Hopefully we meet him there. Well, we're not going to meet him, obviously, but you know what I mean. Like, yeah, you could say from the crowd. You could meet him from the crowd. You can wave at him, if that counts as meeting him. But you know what I mean. We get to see him and listen to his presentation there, his talk. I think he has 30 minutes to talk, so that'd be great. Especially after the failed assassination attempt on him. So, but it'd be great to see him out there and see a U.S. president supporting Bitcoin. So it's really wonderful. Let's see what else at the conference we're going to be talking about. The other thing is like gas mining, off-grid mining, things like that. Not just power, but like gas mining. So we're going to be meeting some gas companies out there, some gen producing companies. Gen, I mean like the generator. manufacturers. So we're going to be meeting them. We're going to be meeting various farms out there that run strictly on gas, which how that works is you can have gas underground, usually as a byproduct of fracking, and you can use that gas to power your Bitcoin farm. And so then you have your gas generators that produce gas. Usually you put like 2 650s for 1 megawatt, and then they would have a flow rate that will generate that 1 megawatt. So you can place that down and then start using that gas, extracted gas to power your farm. And what happens with something like that is you get really, really cheap all-in rate. You still have costs associated with, you know, the well and the gas and all that stuff, but it is a lot cheaper than paying the power company, especially if it's your own property and all that. So we have some of these things available to our clients, and we're going to be promoting that at our booth. So you can stop by, talk with us. It's cheaper than most farms out there, and then your deployment times are a lot faster as well, as you basically just have your container there, and you tap into that gas and you're ready to go. So it does have a faster deployment time. Also, you don't have the potential problem of the power company, you know, having curtailments, or the power company having some kind of regulations that are created for it, as gas is just gas. And once you're on that gas, right, then you're on it and you're just consuming it. And there's really no power company that can turn you off. You're always on. Especially if it's your own gas well, you're always using your own gas well. No one can touch you, you know, and you just keep mining there. And so that's one of the benefits of gas. When you're on a utility, a power company, you're subjugated to that power company. So you have to, you know, have your PPA signed and have long-term contracts with them and make sure that they deliver power to you. But there's always that risk that they might not in the future. They might not in 5-10 years deliver power to you. You might have to move somewhere else. But with gas, you don't have that risk. It's just gas. It's just sitting there, and you can just consume it. And that's it. Power your farm. So those are the things we're going to be talking about at our booth. And that's what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Make sure you guys visit us. You can find us there. It's going to be under GoGo Tech and Crypto LLC. I myself will be there. My partner will be there. And one of our techs is going to be there. So 3 of us. You can meet us, talk to us, and just go through, you know, Bitcoin and mining and all that stuff, all the good stuff. Politics, everything going to be at that, at our booth. Well, that's going to be it for this video. Hope you guys like it. You know what to do. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Go to cryptollc.org if you're looking to build a Bitcoin farm, an ASIC farm. You know, it doesn't have to be Bitcoin. It could be a Casper miners. It could be Dogecoin miners, Litecoin miners. It could be GPU miners, right? If you want to build a GPU farm, we also do that as well. If you want to buy ASICs, we have one of the best prices. New, used, you know, whatever you're looking for, S21s, S19Ks, J Pros, Pros, whatever you're looking for, we have everything available. We give you one of the best prices in the industry. That's going to be it for this one. Until next time, goodbye.